Hey guys, Marisa at KitchenTableStamper.com. I am just shooting video kind of off the cuff from my craft room today to share with you about the Stampin' Blends and this project kit and the Color Me Happy stamp set that I just had to pop in and share. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to grab the pieces from the kit that we need to complete this lantern card. The kit comes with all these beautiful envelopes that are foiled and lined. We're going to use this one today. It's the one that goes with our lantern card. There's a couple of different designs here. I love that. Isn't that beautiful? Alright, and the pieces that we need are all pre-cut, so we're going to grab one of these larger pieces of Whisper White. And we need one of these little lanterns here. We're going to pop that one out. It's already pre-printed for us. We're going to put it on with the dimensional in a minute. We need a banner for our Celebrate greeting. So we'll just pop that out. I love these kits. All the cutting and measuring is all done. The design is done. And I get to just pop some beautiful cards right out in the mail. So this is our card base. It's got this pretty Night of Navy pattern on the outside, and let's get started making this card. Okay, so the kit is all inclusive and you get it a discount when you bundle the Color Me Happy stamp set with the Color Me Happy kit. You save 10% if you buy both. I've also got some embellishments here for this particular card. There's this beautiful little tassel, comes right in your kit, and we need some of this Whisper White Baker's twine, comes right in the kit too. We've got some of this foil tape. This stuff is just so blingy. Look at that. It's peel and stick tape. And then we also need some of these little gold stars here. I'm not going to pull them out until we're ready to use them, but those are the embellishments that come in the kit that we're going to use on this card. I pulled out the lantern stamps and the Celebrate greeting and got my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I'm going to take a bone folder and I'm going to fold up this card base. Now with a printed card, you want all the stretching and all the tearing of the paper fibers to happen inside the card. You don't want it to stretch and tear this Night of Navy printed edge. So when you fold it inside out, all of that distress happens inside, and outside is smooth with no white cracking. So we've got that, and we've got our little Whisper White panel. Let's do some stamping. I'm going to protect my surface with a little bit of phone book here because we're going to go off the edges on this. And I'm going to grab the string image from the stamp set, and we're going to stamp that kind of off the edge here. Then I'm going to stamp some lanterns so that I know where to come in with my next string. I'm going to stamp this round lantern first, and you want to take note that there's the edge of the rubber and about 1/8 of an inch is where the string for the lantern starts, and that then you want to position accordingly. You're going to have a little tassel that hangs on here, so we want to go over to the right just a little bit and stamp. And see, I've got perfect placement there. If you need to stamp a jig to get placement, you can use a stamp positioner. If you stamp it a little bit too low though, you can just go in with a fine tip basic black marker and connect the string where it doesn't meet the lantern. Okay, so we've done our first row of lanterns, so we can go in with our string again. And my string is going to just kind of overlap that tassel a little bit because we want to leave room for the greeting once the other lanterns are stamped. And we're going to stamp some lanterns. We want them to float off the page so it looks very natural. So we're going to stamp our first one here just off the edge, just a little bit, and then, oh, see, I'm a little low, so I'll grab a pen and draw that in. And we're going to stamp another one off the page over here. We want them to kind of swing in the breeze. And then our last little accordion style lantern. Okay, so we've got all of our little lanterns in. I've connected my string with a little fine tip black marker, And now let's get coloring. Now you want to protect your surface when you're using alcohol markers because the saturation on these markers is wonderful, and that's what you want. You want that full saturated look that alcohol gives. You won't see any brush strokes as you color over the marker. We're going to start with the lightest shade of our pool party here, and we're going to use a circular motion, leaving just a little highlight inside the lantern where we don't color at all. Then a very simple blend here. We'll add some shadow to the edges of our lantern on both sides with the dark pool party shade. And you can see that I'm using kind of an organic shape. I'm not going straight lines down. I'm tapering my edges a bit, and then where those two meet, we're just going to touch with the light pool party shade, and we can blend in with a feather stroke if we want. Pretty, isn't it? All right, now I always say when using alcohol markers, if you've been with me for a while, you know I've taught Copic classes, and I say don't be afraid of the dark. The dark gives that dimension that you're looking for. So I'm going back in, and at the very edge, I'm just using that dark pool party again. Now, what we're going to do with this one is I'm going to show you that little lantern, and then I'm just going to color in this one with the light pool party and bring it up close so you can see the difference. So I'm still leaving that little highlight, that little space where it's just all white there at the center. But I'm only coloring in with the light shade everywhere else. Now, if you look at that, you can see that we've got a highlight and we've got some nice detail. There are no strokes where my pen has gone over. But if you look at what I did with the darker pool party shade on this lantern, you can really see the difference, and it's really rather simple. So let's go back on this one again and just kind of taper the edge. We're gonna draw our dark color down the sides. And then touch where the two shades meet with the lighter shade. There it is. It's really quite simple to get that beautiful shaded effect. Now I'm going to do the same thing with these two lanterns in the pumpkin pie shades, and I'm also going to color with the pumpkin pie shades this little lantern that we popped out. Okay, because of the shape of this round lantern, my coloring was just, and shading was just a little bit different. So I thought we'd come back in and color this one now. So what we'll do is we'll lay a base coat of our light pumpkin pie, leaving a little highlight. And we'll color the entire lantern in with the lighter shade. Then, because of the shape of the lantern, I'm going to go around the shape of the lantern with the darker pumpkin pie. And I'm tracing down the edge here on both sides because this is a round lantern and that round edge will be further away from the eye. So they're going to have a little shadow there and then down at the bottom. Now, I'm going to just, with a light stroke, I'm going to follow down these little ridges and then up these little ridges. Then at the center, I'll lay in a little bit more color top and bottom. And then where those colors meet, or where those shades meet, I'll touch just a little bit of the light pumpkin pie. Now I'm going to go back and go down the edge of this little bottom part and up the edge there, and maybe just draw in some of the dark here that I think I blended out. Touch those areas with the lighter shade, and we're all done. Oh, I never leave well enough alone. There we go. Now we're all done. Let's take a dimensional adhesive and put it on the back of our bumped lantern and get the white baker's twine here and cut off a length. Now, time to begin assembling our card here. get this scratch paper out of the way. We don't need that anymore. I'm going to keep my dimensionals here, and we're going to need two. One is going to secure the end of this baker's twine on the back of this Whisper White panel. So what we want to do is wrap it where we want it to end and stick the string down with some dimensional. Then I'm going to thread this little tassel on, and because I like things just so, I'm going to grab a little mini glue dot and put it on the back side of the tassel right at the little metal crimp. And I'll slide that down the line and adhere it down where I want it to live. And I'll bring the rest of my baker's twine around to the back and grab that second dimensional and secure that baker's twine. Now we're going to have to add some more dimensionals to the back of this panel so we can get it on the card eventually. Might as well get those on there. And we can at this point peel and stick our dimensional lantern. Look how pretty that is. Now the foil tape. I love this peel and stick foil tape. And what we want is a length that's shorter than the white panel. And we're going to cut it off in a nice straight line. Now this is a sticker that we can peel and apply to the card base. And I find that if I just kind of roll the end where I cut, it'll come away from the foil. Now I don't want to touch the foil too much because I don't want to lose it sticky, but we've kind of dry fit our panel here. We know where it's going to go when we peel and stick the dimensionals. So what we want is to get this foil piece on the card base nice and straight. And I like to just budge it right up to the card and then push this out of the way. And before I burnish it down, I want to make sure that it really runs nice and parallel to the edge of the card. I'm pretty happy with that, so I'll burnish down that piece of foil and peel the dimensionals. Okay, I've exposed all of my adhesive, and we're going to add this to the card front. We just want it to touch that foil. Now I've got the Celebrate greeting from the Color Me Happy stamp set, and I'm going to ink it up with Memento Tuxedo Black and stamp it on this little pool party banner that's part of the kit. Cutie. Now I'm going to take the edge of my dimensionals, grab a half a dimensional, and I'm just going to put it right there on the card there. And then I'll take some of my snail adhesive and put that on the back, but not quite to the end of my Celebrate banner, because that is going to pop right off the edge. Let's go ahead and embellish this card with some of these great little sequins. I took out the stars. I've got 6 of them here. We're going to use 5. That's what the kit calls for. And I want enough for all of my cards. So we're going to add some stars. There it is. Got a little bit happy with the glue there on that top one. Let me clean it away. There we go. Maybe not. Now I've taken off all the glue. There it is. There's our beautiful Celebrate card from the Color Me Happy kit. There's the stamp set, and here's the project kit. All right, if you've got any questions about the Stampin' Up! Blends, about the Color Me Happy project kit, or about joining the kitchenettes, because being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is so much fun, email me, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. Thanks for watching.